Hello, beautiful beings. I haven't made a video for a while because I haven't felt compelled to. I have recorded some videos and realized right away that they were they were like journaling. You know, if you've never journaled, or if you have journaled and you notice that you felt better somehow, it's no accident. You know, writing it down or speaking it, whatever it is that is bothering me, it's like magic. It literally leaves my body. It helps take my attention away from whatever I'm focused on, they're saying. That's part of the magic of it. So I'm having major realizations this morning, and sorry it's wobbly. This is like spur of the moment. That's what being compelled feels like. It's just like I'm just going about my business, and then all of a sudden I'm recording a video, and my mind didn't even put up a struggle this time. A little bit about how I look because I haven't been feeling well at all. This is my best morning, which is really quite a blessing. Through this shedding process, it's not just old habits that we are shedding at a cellular level. These are patterns from lifetimes. Not just this lifetime, but lifetimes. Beliefs, ideas, thoughts. It goes on and on. What we are ascending, what we are shedding. I know I keep trying to find the right words all the time, and I know that that's just part of this process. Becoming fluent in myself, the words that come out. It's almost like I'm channeling all the time, if that makes any sense. And it's still a new way of speaking, what comes through. And what comes through feels so wonderful to me that my mind keeps trying to stop it, and constantly is judging the words that come out compared to the feeling of what's coming out. It's so beautiful. So anyway, there have been certain okay, so I went to treatment for anorexia in 1989, and through my ascension process, I believe started even before I woke up with Mamaji 6.5 years ago. Because I've been seeking. Last night I was thinking about being a seeker. I used to be a seeker. And last night I was thinking how funny that is. Because what I was seeking, I already am. It's just such a fascinating life, but I believe that I went to treatment in 89, and that's when I had my first glimpse of, I didn't know it was peace. I didn't know it was my own true nature, my own essence. I didn't know it was consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it. But I got a glimpse of that when I went to treatment in 89, and I have been ravenous ever since then to because I was always asking before then, why am I here? Always looking for signs. I felt extremely homesick, but I didn't really know where home was, but right here, home is already here. That's why it feels so bad to forget that, because it's already here. It's all the comfort that I was ever looking for out here. It's already here, and just the fact of like looking for it and just sobbing and just, but not even really knowing what I was looking for, but knowing that I was missing or forgetting something, and then waking up with Mamaji, remembering that day. Ooh, wow, okay, I have never been this person. It wasn't just a realization like that. It was, my whole life was flashing before me on both sides, rushing past me, and the monkey mind was getting more and more, it was like draining out, and then completely quiet. And I realized that I never was the person ever. And I know I'm not, but I don't think that all the time because I'm having a person experience. I'm having a human experience. Consciousness is through this physical form. So through this ascension process, especially since I woke up with Mamaji 6.5 years ago, huge chunks of all that unnecessary personal conditioning, all that unnecessary personal identity, all the thoughts and beliefs that come with that have been shedding away. And when they do, they come up again for me to look at. It's so fascinating because it'll come back like the thoughts. I can't grab thoughts out of anywhere anymore like I used to when I was trying to escape my mind all the time. My mind just doesn't work like that anymore. Thoughts just come in, and it's up to me whether I turn my attention to them or not, whether I pay attention to the thoughts that come in or not. And so, through this process, things will come back around full circle, and it's like, I don't really like the word test because I wasn't good at those in school. They always brought, tremendous anxiety. But I feel, in a way that when these things come back around, I'm being tested in like, okay, because it's so, this person program that we're in when we come onto planet Earth is so real that we forget. We're divine beings, and it's so real that we forget. Like in the movie The Cell, she had a button on her thumb because she'd go into people's dreams, and it was so real that once she started forgetting that she was in a dream, she'd push that button, or if she got really scared, she'd push that button and come back to her own reality. What came around for me about a week and a half ago was the thought, I don't feel comfortable in my body. All the weight, since I'm over 50, all the weight I gain just stays on my stomach. I don't really like it. I like how I feel when I'm lighter. I was only about 6 pounds over my healthy weight. No, because I've been underweight, so I was only a couple pounds over like my healthy weight. I was right there, right close to the line anyway. I didn't realize that. So I need to stay, well above that line, like at least 5, 6, 7 pounds above that, above my healthy line. Sorry, I'm moving the phone around. I just, when I feel compelled to record a video, I just feel like you're in the room with me and I'm just talking to you. It's beautiful. I love it so much. Oh, yeah, because they're showing me right now, sometimes I don't realize just how much of the personal identity I've shed. But like right now, they're showing me from when I started recording videos until now. And in the beginning, there was so much mind activity around it still about what people would be thinking of me, how I look or what I'm saying or how I'm saying it. Oh, so many thoughts have died. And that's why it feels so comfortable, like you're right here with me, they're saying, because I'm not thinking of myself in any way of how you're perceiving me. I'm just letting this message come through. Don't ever give up if you feel like you're not getting anywhere. I'm recording this video on the tail end of a huge shed, and I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying this particular one is over because my most recent lesson has been, have you learned this one yet about anorexia? Have you learned? Oh my gosh. I swear to you, it's like, if you feel like you're not getting anywhere in this process, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this again so many times. Like, how did I get here again? Oh my gosh. Well, that's the perfect question to ask yourself. How did I get here again? Because if you can answer it, which you can, answer it, journal it, hundreds. I've filled up literally hundreds of Mead notebooks so I could learn and not have to go back. And the beautiful thing about this ascension process is if I do keep grabbing the bait and going down that road again, it's basically it just feels so natural and normal. Like it's me thinking these thoughts. Yeah, I'll just skip this meal. I'm busy anyway. I'll have a half a protein bar. It feels so subtle. And I'm hungry as I'm doing it. And I'm thinking, well, I don't feel that hungry, and that's all mind stuff. And I'm walking slowly down this road, and all of a sudden, 5 days later, I have dropped so much weight because I have a really high metabolism. I've dropped so much weight that I feel like I'm dying all of a sudden. But it wasn't all of a sudden, but it felt like it was really gradual, and then boom. And so for the last several days, I have felt like I have the flu because I'm underweight. And I did go to the doctor. Yep, she was just like, "You've lost 7 pounds." Like, yep, I know. I'm telling on myself, and so I believe, I feel it. I feel it with every fiber of my being that if and when, this could be the part where I've got this. My awareness is so on this now. My light of awareness is so on it now that when and if these subtle thoughts come in, I will recognize it. I have agreement partners that I know are watching right now. Do you agree that the next time any of these self-defeating, I shouldn't, feel this way in my body or look this way in my body when I'm healthy, do you agree that I'm going to ignore all of those thoughts for the rest of my days? Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that felt so good. Literally, like it's been so heavy, and I'm not complaining. I'm really not. It can be quite scary going through things. However, I do know, even when I'm going through them now, that I will be through. I will go through, because that's how I go through things now, is through. I don't run or anything now. I face it and I learn it. Why run from something that's just going to keep chasing me? If I can face it and explode it like with my own light. It may seem insurmountable, but it's not. It is absolutely not. You can do this. Whatever it is for you, like whatever you are shedding, whatever you are trying to overcome. And Muji said this so long ago. He was just like, because a man was saying, "Muji, I just keep going through blah, this and that." And Muji said, "Maybe you're not going through anything. Maybe things are going through you." And it has helped me so much because, well, just knowing that whatever it is, and I'm shedding and it's over my eyes, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like I've learned anything. What's going on? I'm physically sick, oh my gosh. And then that skin comes off and I can see better than I ever have. And when Muji said maybe something's going through you, that's how I see it now. I mean, I try my best. I do my very best. And the most major thing that I do when more stuff is leaving, and specifically when I have put my attention on an old belief, an old personal belief. They're just showing me all the magazines and movies about how women should look. Those have all been shedding also. Ancients, what was I saying? I don't remember exactly. Whatever the it is that you are shedding, you will always be able to see again. And the most major thing, the most important, the key that I do when I am going through a shed is I keep reaching out, no matter, and I can't explain where I'm at. Thank goodness that I can with my daughters. I absolutely can, because they love me even if they don't understand where I'm at. That's unconditional love, you know? That's our love for each other. And so I talk about where I'm at the best I can, without feeding it, though. There's a difference between talking about where I am and talking about it to dissipate it, to dilute it with love. Not holding it in. No, that's it feeds it in a way. Writing it down, just there's so many ways to get it out. I dive into silence. That is that's where it doesn't even exist anymore, they're saying. It used to be a hiding place. After I woke up with Muji and I accessed my true nature, like that silence, that pure undiluted silence, and I would go back into my mind and he would bring me back. I keep just saying back here because that's where it feels like it is in my body, is in my heart area, even though my body is in it. That's a perfect place to focus, whether I'm meditating or, meditation is going to that silence. So I just keep diving there, and I go to YouTube, and the divine gives me messages from people like Victor Oddo, ODDO, the 5 things we need to know about like 2020. It's one of his newest videos, and it is so profound for me. It's exactly what I needed to hear. There will always be a message that comes through somehow. Not, if I'm all closed up and just in it, because it can get dark. I keep reaching out for people that keep reminding me that it's okay, and it's going to be okay, and it is already okay. So no matter what you're going through, we are on planet Earth, and we are learning some really intense stuff right now, and we are shedding unnecessary BS that we don't want anymore. Even if our minds say, oh my God, I'm dying. No, it's dying in the way that it should be dying. So try to let it die. And, together we will stop feeding the things that hurt us, like starving ourselves to look or feel a certain way, super skinny, and look in the mirror at myself, at my skinny body, and my God, I'm dying. Sorry, I just said God twice in that way, but I don't usually use the word God at all because there's so much mental attached to it. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go eat now, because I just see that my daughters and my mother and myself are chain breakers. And we are breaking the chain of addiction in our family and anorexia, and we are warriors, and we are not giving up. I love you so much. If you want to talk about anything, just leave me a comment or email me at songwithmamaji@gmail.com.